Hi everyone, it's Tommy here again from Nexia Studio, the creator of the book The Explorational Journey. We're on episode 5, which is part 2 of the courage is about letting go of fear. So as we continue, but I know how you feel. Fear has been overwhelming at times, especially this year. What if I don't do what I set out to do? What if I do not succeed? Does that mean that I've lied to myself and to others? Have I let myself down by scrambling into fear? Have I asked myself these questions countless times? The truth is, we all have fear. Each of us has at least one fear that prevents us from living the lives that we deserve. And while that fear may feel paralyzing at times, it is important to recognize that fear itself is not the problem. It is how we respond to it that truly matters. The key to identifying those fears and facing them head on so we can eventually let them go. For me, I used to fear about being laughed at, belittled, judged. Reflecting on these fears now, I realize how deeply it has affected me and how stuck it made me feel in my life. It keeps me from expressing my thoughts, sharing my opinions, and pursuing my passions. I began to retreat into myself, believing that it was safer to stay quiet, unnoticed, rather than face the possibilities of judgment or ridicule. Later in life, I realized that these fears come from my experiences growing up with a disability, as I was part of a community where awareness was minimal in the 80s and 90s. I also had an older sister who bullied me, laughed at me, and made me feel worthless. I This realization was the first step in overcoming my fears. I began to see that my fears was not the reflection of who I truly was, but resulting in the messages I had received from others. Despairing this, I knew I had a long way to go to completely rid of myself this year. that that's when I picked up the Five Love Languages by Greg Chapman. This book changed my life in ways I didn't expect. It helped me reconnect with myself, offering a sense of peace and confidence I had never knew before. For the years of 2010 to 2015, I read cover to cover multiple times and often referring back to it when I needed guidance. It became a touching stone for understanding myself and the ways I needed to heal. The five love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, act of service, and receiving gifts, helped me to identify how experiencing love and how I receive it. The keys were understanding that love and affection are essential to overcome fear. There are antidotes to fear, provoking the strength to move forward even when it feels difficult. Really empowering words for the second episode. Actually, the fifth episode for the second version of the Courage is Letting Go of Fear. So thank you so much again for staying tuned. Thanks very much for following. So don't forget to click the subscribe button below and a like. And I would really like to hear how these words have been helping you. So have a great day. Chat soon.